In our town, there's a chilling legend whispered among the people, the tale of the vanished bus stop. This bus stop, once real and tangible, mysteriously vanished from both memory and maps. One evening, Mr. Tanaka, a weary salaryman, was returning late from a company drinking party, taking an unfamiliar route home. He stumbled upon an eerie sight, a bus stop he'd never seen before. Strangely, it was visible only to him. Exhausted, Mr. Tanaka decided to wait for the bus without thinking too deeply. The bus stop featured an oddly old wooden bench and a weathered sign. Minutes later, an ancient-looking bus approached. Without hesitation, Mr. Tanaka boarded and settled in for what he thought would be a routine journey home. But as the bus traveled, the scenery grew increasingly bizarre. Strange buildings, unfamiliar roads, and peculiar people emerged. Panic began to set in for Mr. Tanaka. Just then, an elderly woman seated beside him whispered, "If you get off here, you'll never return." With trembling hands, he pressed the bell and got off at the next stop. Once outside, he realized he had no idea where he was. He pulled out his phone to check his location, but it didn't register. The town map showed no trace of the bus stop. In a state of despair, Mr. Tanaka managed to flag down a taxi. The sudden appearance of the cab left him puzzled, but he was desperate. He raised his hand and the taxi stopped. The driver, a middle-aged man with a calm demeanor and a friendly smile, nodded oddly when Mr. Tanaka gave his home address, then started the engine. As they drove, the driver looked back and said, "You were lucky tonight. It's not easy to leave that world." Mr. Tanaka, surprised, asked what he meant. The driver revealed that he had occasionally helped people who had wandered into the other side. He had a special sense and could hear the voices of those lost souls. Listening to the driver, Mr. Tanaka realized just how dangerous that vanished bus stop was. When they arrived at his home, the driver kindly said, "Next time, be careful about unfamiliar places." Mr. Tanaka expressed his deep gratitude. That night, as he glanced out his window, he saw the driver waving goodbye before disappearing into the night. Later, when Mr. Tanaka tried to thank the taxi company, he discovered no such company existed. Even now, the town whispers of the vanished bus stop and the mysterious taxi driver who saved the few fortunate souls who managed to return.